Hey guys, I'm back with chapter 9 of Lily to the Rescue. Remember at the end of chapter 8, Casey came back and then led Maggie, Rose, and Lily to a kitten that was stuck up in a tree. Chapter 9. We all looked up to where the kitten was still clinging to the trunk of the tree with its little claws. It glanced down at us and opened its mouth and made a very tiny mew. I can get it, Craig said. He went to the tree and hugged it. I watched curiously, and then he kicked his legs and hugged the trunk tighter, inching his way up the tree. Maggie Rose clapped her hands together. I looked at the ball. Maybe I should grab it while Craig was up the tree. Craig soon made it to the branch where Casey was sitting. He swung himself up, and Casey fluttered his wings a bit, moving over to make room. "The kitten doesn't have a collar," he called down. He reached out his hands very gently, pulling the frightened little kitten off the tree trunk. I could hear the ripping sound of her claws made as they were lifted from the bark. "I have no idea how this little thing got up here," Craig said down to us. "She must have been chased by a dog or something." I heard the word dog and wagged. Craig put the little kitten inside his shirt and then hugged the tree and slid back down to the ground. He reached up inside his shirt and pulled out the little kitten so that we could all smell it. Well, I smelled it anyway. Brian and Craig and Maggie Rose took the kitten to Mom, who looked it over. "She's well fed," Mom observed. "She's not a stray. We'll put up notices, and I'm sure her family will come to claim her. She must have just escaped from someone's house." "Good job saving her, Maggie Rose, and you boys, I'm proud of you." "Don't forget Casey," Maggie Rose said. As she spoke, there was a tap, and we looked up and saw Casey standing on the window ledge, and he pecked again at the glass. He wanted us to join him in the yard. Maggie Rose let me out into the yard, and Casey flew up and landed on my back for a dog ride. Mom came out to watch. "Maybe we could have Lily put on a dog show to raise some money for the shelter," Mom laughed. I wagged because they were both so happy. "I could teach Lily tricks," Maggie Rose said. "Would you like to be in a show, Lily?" "When I was a little girl, I wanted to put on animal shows on TV," Mom said. "I trained my first dog to jump through hoops and sit on benches and thought someone would drive by and see me and make me a TV star. But what I do now is much better, saving animals every day. You too, Maggie Rose. I'd rather have you here than on TV. I'd miss you. And I would miss Lily. Maybe we should just do our own dog show here in the yard. Casey can ride Lily's back, and I could teach Brewster to do some tricks too. That could be fun. I'm sure you could teach Casey too." "Did you know that crows are so smart that they can learn to say actual words?" Mom asked Maggie Rose. "What? They can talk?" Maggie Rose said. She sounded delighted. "Well, they can't have a real conversation, but they can say a few words. When I was growing up, a man down the street had a pet crow who could say, 'I love you,' only it had trouble with the letter L, so it would say, 'I love you.' Actually, it was more like, 'I love you.'" I wagged at Mom's voice, feeling Casey's hard little feet up on my back. Maggie Rose fell to her knees next to me. "Can you talk, Casey?" I wondered if my girl was asking Casey if he wanted a peanut. Whenever Maggie Rose fed Casey, the crow seemed most excited about the peanuts, even though they were still in the shell. I might eat a peanut if I had to, but really I'd prefer almost anything else. "Lily?" Maggie Rose said. "Lily? Say Lily. Casey, Lily, Lily." I stared at Maggie Rose, absolutely mystified. What did she want me to do? Why was she saying my name? I looked around the yard, but I could think of no reason why she would be calling to me when I was sitting right here. "Say Lily, Casey. Lily." Mom chuckled. "Well, I don't know how they learn words, so that might not work, Maggie Rose, but you can keep trying. Lily. Say Lily, Casey." Casey and I both stared at my girl. What on earth was she doing? From that day on, Casey was back to being my friend. He might fly away for a day or longer, but he always came back to see Maggie Rose and me at work. That little kitten that Casey found didn't live with us for very long. In fact, it was the very next day when a woman came. She called the cat Mittens, And when Mom took the little cat from her cage to the woman started crying. I was sure I'd lost Mittens, the woman said, wiping her eyes. I could tell her feelings were very, very strong. Dogs have feelings too, but mostly they're just happy ones, so we don't ever really need to cry. Thank you so much for saving her. Well, Mom replied, it was something of a group effort. When the woman left holding the little kitten, I saw Casey high in the sky. The woman drove away and Casey followed. I knew that Casey was making sure the kitten was safe. And that's the end of chapter 9. I will be back next time for chapter 10.